Hello, everybody, and welcome to Micjam Fam Flippers. This episode is going to be different. This one is my top 10 items I sold on eBay in 2020. And this is not necessarily items that sold from January to December. It's during my tenure on these 2021 episodes of Micjam Fam Flippers that I was selling these. Obviously, I have another eBay store that I sell other items on, but this is just the one that I do for the Micjam Fam Flippers. And let's go ahead and get into number 10. Number 10 was this Dungeons and Dragons lot. This was actually in my new video that's coming up. If you recall my last video, I found these at that yard sale for a bunch of them for $4. And I just put this one lot on eBay and it sold for $120. So keep your eye out on the next episode coming out. It'll probably be out in a week. And like I said, this one sold for $120. So I was real excited because I barely paid anything for these. So always keep your eyes out for Dungeons and Dragons material. Number 9 was this Getter One vinyl robot from the anime Days of Apocalypse. That's a lot to say there. Anyway, it sold for $130. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I bought it at a Tower Records back in the 90s. I'm pretty sure it was back in the 90s, real cheap, probably 30, 40 bucks. And I've had it forever, so I figured I'd sell it. And it was on for maybe a day, and I sold it for $130. My number 8 item, and I wish this actually had the game. This was just the actual case without the game. And as a lot of people who are in the know when it comes to video games, Atlas is a very good company for RPGs. So anytime you find Atlas titles, they go for pretty good money. But this case alone sold for $55. I believe I paid for $2, maybe $3, if that. It might have only been $1. I don't remember. But it was super cheap. But I sold that for $55 and was super excited about that one. My number 7 item was this Tarman Fright Rags box set that I had in my collection. I never opened it. I believe I got it on sale when they were having a big sale. It might have been a year-end sale, and it was pretty cheap. But I sold it it sat for a little while. A lot of people had asked about it, but they wanted to kind of lowball. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to leave it on there and see what it goes for. But it sold for $125, so I was happy with that one. Number 6 were these 2 books that I had in my death pile, and I would have never sold them if it wasn't for finding that sniper book at Goodwill 5 or 6 episodes ago that I sold for, I think it was 50 or 60 bucks. But these 2, like I said, had set in my death pile. I had collected like a lot of military books back in the early 2000s, and these 2 were one of them. And I think I got them real cheap, $2.99, $3.99 at a Goodwill. And the first book is signed by the author Chandler, and ended up selling it for $100. So it was, $90, $85 profit when it was all said and done. So I was super happy. Always remember to check your death piles and sell, sell, sell. I'm definitely guilty of it. And this is definitely one that I probably should have listed a long time ago, but I'm happy with what I made on it. The number 5 item was this Steel Brigade action figure from G.I. Joe. This was one of those mail-aways that keeps going up in price. There's like 3 or 4 different versions. There's the A through D, I believe, and that one sold for $140. But ironically, as I'm speaking today, which is Sunday night, the 27th, I believe. Yes, the 27th. This person has still not got their item from the post office. And he even emailed me the other day, said the post office is taking their time. I said, yeah, a lot of people are waiting for packages all over the country. And he was pretty nice about it. So hopefully it gets there soon. I feel bad for him, but that's happening everywhere in the country right now, even after Christmas. But that was definitely my number 5 item. So keep an eye out for any type of Steel Brigade figures, bagged or unbagged, because they go for good money. The number 4 item was this horror soundtrack lot that I had bought back in the day. And they were probably, I think I had, Brain Dead was probably the most expensive, maybe 20, 25 bucks that I paid for it. But I was super excited that the person who bought it off me was a horror collector, and they were excited to get it and pass the torch like they said to them in the horror community. And as much as I could say I didn't want to let them go, but I did want to let them go because they're easily accessible on various platforms now to listen to. Music's gotten a lot easier soundtrack wise to find on the internet. But I'm happy that I sold it for $100 and he was happy too. So we're all happy all the way around. Anyway, that was my number 4 item. My number 3 item was this awesome bat that I found at a yard sale for $10. It also came with 2 softballs that were still in the package. The softballs alone sell for about $10 each. I didn't show them in here. I was going to list them separately, and I'll probably wait till the springtime to list those. As right now, I was looking at some of the comps, and they're really slow. But this one sold for $180, and the guy who I bought it off of was actually sitting out in his yard at his yard sale playing with his kid. And I was just getting ready to leave, and I looked, and I said, "Oh, let me check this out." And I asked him, he's like, "Yeah, $10, and you take the 2 softballs too." And I was like, "Okay." So when I comped it, I was comping the wrong bat actually, and it looked like it was a $40 or $50 bat. And when I got home, I actually looked at the number on it, the B1.0 SP14B1, and I was like, "Wow, these sell for like $250, $300." So like I said, I put it on $180. It was a person in Jersey, I believe. They were happy with it. I was super happy finding and selling. And that one made my number 3 of the top 10 for 2020. My number 2 was this Dark Claw Amalgam Wolverine Batman. This was one I had in my collection. Like I said before, I had collected a ton of Pokemon cards from my older kids, along with Marvel cards from the 90s. And I just put them in binders or penny sleeves and let them sit. And here we are in 2020. A lot of those cards from the 90s are worth a lot of money. I've sold a lot of Pokemon cards over the past 7 or 8 months for good money. This one, I couldn't believe. I knew at the time they would probably be worth something, but I thought maybe a $20 card. And when I looked it up, I was like, wow. If it didn't have the little ding where his left arm is and one at the very bottom of the card, this is probably like a $200, $225 card. But I put it on, and within, I don't know, maybe a matter of hours or a day, it sold pretty fast. They offered 125, and I was like, okay, sold. So this was definitely my number 2 item of 2020 that I sold. And let's get to our number 1 item. And the number 1 item was the Starbucks Pink Beetlebugs Venti tumbler. I couldn't care less about Starbucks mugs if you talked to me at the beginning of January. Didn't want to have anything to do with them. Didn't even want to go there. And then one day I just decided to look up these prices at Goodwill, and that thing caught my eye. And I said, man, that's an ugly looking tumbler. And when I comped the prices on it, I was like, wow, this one's going for some good money. And I believe I paid under $3 or $4 for it. It was pretty cheap. So I listed it. It sold for $147. After that, it opened my eyes to keep an eye out for any type of tumbler from Starbucks. Even the white ones, the black ones, just keep an eye out for those. Those are definitely a bolo item. They will sell. Some of them sell for more than what this is. Some of them sell for the $70, $80 range. Just like I said, there's so many different type of Starbucks tumblers to look for. And if I had never looked at this, I would have never known. I would have left money just sitting right on the shelf. And I was happy that I looked at it. And like I said, every day when I go to these thrift stores or Goodwill stores, there's always something new that I find that I look up, and just like I said, more knowledge. Just keep looking at different things, whether it's men's shirts, women's shirts, shorts, pants, Levi's jeans with the big E. Those sell real good. If people don't know what those are, the Levi's logo on the back of the pants, if there's a big E in it, they're the older vintage type that sell for good money. But simple stuff like that. If you go in there and you're not prepared, you'll leave a lot of money on the table, and you won't even know that, you'll walk out of there not even realizing how much money you can make. But this Starbucks definitely opened my eyes, like I said, to more Starbucks tumblers. Every time I go in Goodwill now, I look on that shelf. They don't get them in as much. Probably once every 2 or 3 weeks, if that, they'll get some. And when they do, I always look at them. But this one definitely made my number 1 on my top 20 list for the Micjam Fam Flippers channel. And I hope everybody enjoyed this. in the new year, I'm going to be bringing all kinds of new content. I'm working on a bunch of other new things. Definitely have a lot more in-store videos. I'll probably will go out into the wilderness, to the beach, just some little side stuff too, to break up all the, the finding stuff, just to sit back and enjoy. But we're finally getting out of 2020. I know everybody's waiting to get out of 2020. It's been a rough year. Things are starting to get positive, hopefully. And when we get into 2021, there's so much more that I can offer to you guys. And I'm willing to share it, and I want to share it with you guys. And hopefully you guys like it. And if you do, please hit the like and subscribe button. And that's it. Enjoy your holiday. Happy New Year's. And we'll see you next episode.